Okay, so this was back in probably about 2009 or something like that. When I was stake president, we had requested a new church building because of all the growth that was starting to happen up here. And we'd already built a church down by where April is, but we needed another one. And so they said, have you got some ideas for a site? And I says, yeah, the church owns 60 acres up there, and that'd make a perfect site for a church.
60?
60 acres.
Wow.
And they said, no, we don't. The real estate department said, we don't have any record of any property there that we own. And that was a piece of property that when we were kids, that was the part of the Fifth Ward's welfare project.
Is that where you'd come and do hay?
Yeah, we'd come and haul hay out off of that field and clean ditch, and then the elders quorum would take care of the irrigation. And
oh my gosh. School kids.
School just got out. Anyway, so I sent up to the real estate department copies of the documents that were recorded at the county. And so backing up for a minute, the church discontinued all these small welfare projects that were scattered all over the place. Mm-hmm. They consolidated them to their larger projects. And when they discontinued them, they just sold them off.
That's what I thought.
And so this is the piece right here.
So it is on.
Yeah. So we'll go down here for a minute. So all of those little smaller projects, all of those independent projects, the church just liquidated them, sold them, got rid of them. But because this one was not ever deeded in the name of the presiding bishop, office of the presiding bishopric or whatever, they'd lost track of it. It was still deeded to the Spanish Fork Fifth Ward. Was the way the ownership was on the deed. So this is the church we were looking to build right here. So this is the church that was on the northwest corner of the property. Part of this, 60 acres, just a big square here. So we built the first church here. And so Bishop Payne, he was the bishop of the Fifth Ward at the time, and I was telling him this story just a couple of months ago, and he says, I wondered why I got this document from the church asking me to sign it and send it back. Changing the vesting on this property. So the thing that makes that interesting, if the church would have had it known about it in a conventional way, they would have just sold it back then.
Wow.
They would have just got rid of it because the church didn't want to have all these little parcels scattered all over the church, and use those resources to consolidate the big project down in Alberta and things like that.
So the Lord kind of hid it.
So it was hidden. It was hidden. And so then after they built this church, I pled with the real estate department because they don't like to land bank property. They don't like to own property that they're not going to use. And I says, well, please don't sell that property because with all the growth that's up here, we could use maybe one or two more churches on it. You know? I wasn't, in my wildest dreams, I wasn't thinking a temple. So anyway, they allowed Ivory Homes. They gave an option on this after this church was built, and that church over there was built. That's another stake center over there. After they built that second home, they gave Ivory Homes an option on it to put the rest into homes. And Ivory Homes even submitted their plats to the city to get approved, and the city approved them. But for some reason, I think it's when the real estate market kind of went down, Ivory Homes backed away. Because Ivory doesn't build spec homes, you know, that's all pre-sold. And they're the ones that build all these, Ivory Homes build all these over here. So I don't know the backstory on that, but for some reason, Ivory Homes went away and decided not to go through with their development project. So that's the little story behind that.
Wow.